There's something to be said for creating anime that reflect life, rather than showcasing the fantasies we have as a culture, like the isekai and adventure anime we've been exposed to most pressingly these last few years. Slice of life shows have always been present throughout this time, of course, though they mostly showcase the life and times of high school children. But more recently, the life of adults has been given more its due than I've seen since I started watching anime more than a decade ago. Otaku ni koi wa Muzukashii, or Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku, is just such a show that I found myself entranced by, both because of its subject matter, as well as its reflection of my own life, a similar feeling I had when I watched Net-juu no Susume, where I previously mentioned my desire and admiration for seeing more adult life anime. Ironically, there's not really much to say about the show despite my love of the premise, because it's really just life as an adult with a side of what most people would traditionally identify as childish. Video games and shipping through art, as well as cosplay and love of manga in the case of the other couple in the show. However, there is a case to be made that just because these pursuits are generally seen as childish by the older generation doesn't mean they actually are, as the prevalence and openness with which anime have recently been pushing hobbies like gaming and cosplay onto more adult characters mirrors the attitude toward these interests in real life. Nearly everyone plays video games these days, from your mother or grandmother playing the Wii for its bowling games to your average kid hooked on Fortnite. But this point has been belabored far more times than is necessary for me to retread. What I would like to point out is that it's amazing to me how normalized it's become, that while some of the characters in the show try to hide their otaku predilections, it's not such a big deal for others, to the point that Nifuji, the main character, plays his Nintendo Switch TM openly at work. However, Narumi on the other hand does try to hide it, but finds joy in sharing it with people who have similar hobbies in the workplace. The fact that there are at least 4 people in this building who could be described as otaku is rather interesting, and I have no doubt there would be more if the anime had the budget and desire to showcase more characters. Fortunately, or perhaps unfortunately if you want to look at it that way, Wotaku's animation is very high quality in most episodes, so there's not much room for anything extra. The second episode and bits and pieces of various episodes after it suffer from less than stellar animation, which I covered in my Spring 2018 Impressions video, but it generally matches the bubbly and strangely satisfying scenes of the main characters dancing with each other in the OP in a way I can only describe as fluid. I can't get over how fun this opening is. From its silky smooth animation to the addictingly sing-along music I find myself humming and dancing to every episode. If nothing else, this is worth the price of admission alone to the show. Like, even the more video gamey parts with Narumi dancing with a VR headset to the crisp, pixelated RPG being played are extremely well done. Which brings me to my next point about the show that I am in love with: its willingness to keep up to date with the latest gaming tech. As you watch, you'll notice right away that Nifuji is playing Monster Hunter on the Switch, and Nintendo proudly displays itself in the credits of every episode. So it's actually the system, instead of an off-brand knockoff that most anime choose to go with because they couldn't get the rights or something. It's product placement, of course, but it's the good kind of product placement, where it actually has relevance to the plot of the show and doesn't look out of place because that's exactly what people would be playing, right down to Monster Hunter being on it later this year. Though, of course, the actual gameplay on the Switch isn't from the series, since, if I remember correctly, the revamped Monster Hunter for Switch hadn't been announced before Wotaku started, so it makes sense that the gameplay isn't one-for-one, while the Switch is. Though I have to wonder if it was thrown in as a marketing spoiler for the fun of it. Japan loves Monster Hunter on mobile, that's for sure. Regardless, Wotaku is a very fun, relaxing show. I found myself laughing every episode at some stupid joke, though there are a few reoccurring gags that I'm not really a fan of, such as Narumi robot speaking over an RPG text bubble. Seeing these characters falling in love and being lovey-dovey, especially Kabakura and Koyanagi, is always heartwarming and adorable to watch, because it reminds me that even though these people are sometimes caricatures of the various forms of otaku heritage, they are still people, with their own love lives that is just as normal as yours or mine. A good lesson, I think, can be taken for real life as well. It really brings them all down to earth in these moments, and it's those parts that I consider my favorites, and the best part of slice of life anime in general for me. We need more relationships in anime, and not the culmination of the show, in my opinion. So what did you think of the show? What are some of your favorite anime like this, whether gaming, artistic, shipping, or slice of life? I'm interested to know what about slice of life all of you enjoy most, and you can let me know down in the comments below. You can always donate to me on my Patreon at patreon.com/crosswind to get more videos like this, or talk to me directly on Twitter so I can talk to you directly as well. And please, subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell to get the notifications on when my videos go up, since YouTube is changing how the subscription box works, which will probably affect me poorly. Despite all of this, I still hope you will remember to enjoy the way you watch anime, because as long as you're having fun, that's all that really matters. I'll see you next time. つかない